Did you know that Australian visa rejections have surged by over 35% in just the past year? Thousands of hopeful applicants, students, skilled workers, even families are getting denied for reasons they never saw coming. Why is this happening now? What changed in 2025? And more importantly, could it happen to you? This isn't just about missing documents anymore. New policies, silent rule changes, and hidden red flags are silently shutting the door on dreams. In this video, we reveal the top 10 shocking reasons why applications are being rejected. And trust us, number 1 will leave you stunned. Number 10. Outdated or incorrect documents. Every year, thousands of Australian visa applications are rejected for one simple reason: documents that are either outdated or filled with small, avoidable errors. In 2025, the immigration system is even less forgiving. Whether it's an expired passport, a missing signature, or mismatched information between your forms and supporting documents, any inconsistency can lead to an immediate rejection. Immigration officers are trained to look for precision and completeness, and when they spot discrepancies, they often don't ask for clarification. They just move on to the next application. One of the most common mistakes is submitting scanned copies of expired IDs or certificates. Many applicants assume that if they've uploaded these before and were accepted, they'll work again, but that's no longer the case. The Department of Home Affairs has tightened scrutiny, especially for student and skilled visa categories. Even mismatches in spellings between your birth certificate, academic records, and passport can be seen as red flags. These errors, although minor to you, can signal potential fraud to immigration officials. In today's high-volume, tech-assisted screening process, your application might never even reach a human officer if it fails these basic document checks. So how do you protect yourself? Triple-check every document for validity, consistency, and clarity. Use updated application forms directly from the official immigration website. Make sure your translations are certified if your documents are in a language other than English. And if you're unsure, get your paperwork reviewed by a licensed migration agent. These small steps could be the difference between your Australian dream becoming a reality or being shut down before it even starts. Number 9. Lack of genuine temporary entrant, GTE, evidence. The genuine temporary entrant, GTE, requirement is one of the most misunderstood and most commonly failed parts of an Australian visa application, especially for student and short-term work visas. In 2025, the Australian government has doubled down on this criterion, using it to weed out applicants who appear to be using temporary visas as a backdoor to permanent residency. The GTE is not just a formality. It's your opportunity to prove that your intentions are honest and temporary, and that you fully intend to leave Australia after your visa expires, unless you lawfully qualify for a different pathway later on. Too often, applicants submit vague or generic statements that lack detail and personal relevance. Simply saying you plan to return home isn't enough anymore. The Immigration Office wants to see concrete ties to your home country, such as ongoing employment, property ownership, family responsibilities, or a clear career plan that requires you to return. If you don't show a compelling reason to go back, your application will likely be flagged and rejected. This is especially critical if you come from a country with high overstay rates, or if your chosen course of study doesn't logically align with your past education or career history. To strengthen your GTE submission, tell your unique story. Be specific about your future goals, and explain how studying or working in Australia supports them. Use examples that connect your past, present, and future plans. Attach relevant documents that back up your claims, like job offers, business ownership proof, or family commitments. The more genuine and detailed your case, the better your chances of crossing this invisible but powerful barrier. Number 8. Insufficient financial proof. One of the most crucial and often underestimated requirements for an Australian visa. This idea is the ability to prove you can financially support yourself during your stay. In 2025, this has become a major focus for immigration officers, especially for student, visitor, and temporary work visas. Many applicants assume that just showing a bank statement is enough, but the truth is far more complex. Immigration authorities are not only looking for sufficient funds, but also for proof that those funds are accessible, legitimate, and stable over time. A common mistake is submitting sudden, large deposits into a bank account just before the visa application. These last-minute funds raise red flags and often trigger further scrutiny. Officials want to see consistent account activity over several months and understand where the money is coming from. Is it your personal savings? Parental support? A scholarship or sponsor? If you're relying on a sponsor, their financial documents must be equally strong, complete with tax returns, income proof, and a formal letter declaring support. Without this, your financial claims can appear weak or fabricated, leading to rejection. To avoid this pitfall, plan your financial documentation in advance. Start building a clear financial history months before applying. Include bank statements, proof of income, tuition payment receipts, and any official documents supporting scholarships or family sponsorships. If you're self-funded, show long-term savings and provide context, perhaps through employment records or business income. Immigration isn't just checking if you have the money, they want to know you'll never become a financial burden on the country. Get this right, and you've cleared a major hurdle in your application journey. Number 7. Failure to meet English language requirements. In 2025, the English language requirement has become a major reason for visa rejections, especially for international students, skilled workers, and temporary migrants. Australia's updated migration framework puts greater emphasis on English proficiency, not only as a communication skill, but as an indicator of how well an applicant will adapt to life, study, and work in the country. This means that the minimum scores on tests like IELTS, TOEFL or PTE are no longer just a formality. They are a decisive factor in visa outcomes, and immigration officers are reviewing them with a sharper lens than ever before. One of the most common issues is that applicants aim for the bare minimum scores, thinking they'll scrape through. But in reality, certain visa subclasses, universities, and even regional sponsorships now demand higher bands across specific sections, like writing or speaking. Worse still, some applicants fail to take the required test from an accepted provider, or submit results that are older than 2 years, which renders them invalid. Inconsistencies between claimed English skills and actual test performance can also signal a red flag, especially if your statement of purpose appears to be written by someone else or AI generated. To avoid rejection, take your English test preparation seriously. Aim higher than the minimum, even if your visa only requires a basic level. Consistently practice writing, speaking, and listening under timed conditions, and take official mock tests to assess your readiness. Remember, strong English skills are not just a requirement. They are also a clear sign to the immigration officer that you're ready to contribute positively to Australian society, both academically and professionally. Number 6. Unexplained gaps in study or employment. One of the subtler, yet surprisingly common reasons for visa rejection in 2025 is the presence of unexplained gaps in your academic or work history. While taking time off is normal, whether due to personal, financial, or medical reasons, failing to explain these periods clearly can raise red flags for immigration officers. From their perspective, gaps without context might indicate a lack of commitment, instability, or worse, a hidden agenda. In a high-volume application system where quick decisions must be made, unclear histories are often grounds for dismissal. What makes this issue even more critical today is the increasing reliance on data consistency and pattern analysis. Immigration systems now use automated tools that flag irregularities, and a 2-year gap without explanation can be interpreted as a potential risk. For student visa applicants, it might suggest a lack of academic motivation. For skilled workers, it can imply outdated experience or loss of relevant skills. When your timeline doesn't flow logically from one stage of life to the next, officers begin to question the authenticity of your claims. And that's a dangerous place to be. The solution? Be honest and proactive. Address every gap directly in your statement of purpose or cover letter. Whether you are caregiving, traveling, studying informally, or facing personal challenges, outline it clearly and provide supporting documents where possible. A simple medical note, training certificate, or personal statement can fill in the blanks. Gaps aren't deal breakers, but unexplained ones often are. By clarifying your journey, you help immigration officials see a consistent and credible story, which significantly boosts your chances of approval. Number 5. False or misleading information. In 2025, Australian immigration authorities are cracking down harder than ever on false or misleading information, and the consequences are severe. Even a small inconsistency, like misstating your job title, exaggerating your qualifications, or omitting prior visa refusals, can trigger a full visa denial, sometimes with a multi-year ban from reapplying. Immigration officials have access to increasingly sophisticated data matching systems across countries, institutions, and digital platforms. If you think they won't find out, you're underestimating just how thorough and interconnected today's global screening processes really are. What many applicants don't realize is that intent doesn't always matter. You might not be intentionally dishonest. Maybe you misunderstood a form, left out a detail you thought was minor, or had someone else fill out your application. But immigration law doesn't differentiate between a deliberate lie and a careless oversight. The result is often the same. Your credibility is damaged and your application is rejected. Worse still, once your name is flagged in the system, future applications, even for other countries, may come under greater scrutiny. So how do you protect yourself? The answer is simple but powerful. Be 100% transparent. If you've been refused a visa before, say so and explain why. If you're not sure how to describe a previous job or education level, seek advice from an authorized agent or cross-check with official classifications. And never, ever use fake documents. In the long run, honesty builds a stronger, more defensible application, and that's what will truly open the door to Australia. We pour hours into creating videos that simplify complex immigration topics just for you. If this helped you, drop us a comment below. Even a sentence tells us we're making a difference. And hey, subscribing is just one click, but it fuels 1,000 more videos like this. Number 4, incomplete application. It might sound surprising, but one of the most common reasons Australian visa applications are rejected, especially in 2025, is simply because the application is incomplete. In the rush to submit everything before a deadline, applicants often overlook critical documents, forget to answer specific questions, or leave required sections blank. The Immigration Department treats an incomplete application as a non-serious or careless submission, and in most cases, they won't chase you for missing parts. They'll just move on and reject it outright. With increasing demand and tighter scrutiny, immigration officers don't have time to fill in the blanks for you. Every section of the application is there for a reason, whether it's your travel history, family background, education credentials, or employment records. Missing any of these, or providing incomplete responses like NA without explanation, can seriously damage your application. It sends the message that you either didn't understand the process or didn't take it seriously enough. In 2025, immigration authorities are especially strict about this due to the high volume of applicants and their focus on data consistency. To avoid this error, treat your visa application like a legal document, which it is. Use a thorough checklist, review the immigration website for all required forms and attachments, and double-check everything before submission. If possible, have someone else review it too, preferably a registered migration agent. A second pair of eyes can often catch simple mistakes that might cost you your visa. Remember, an incomplete application doesn't just delay your dream, it can end it before it even begins. Number 3, poorly written statement of purpose, SOP. Your statement of purpose, SOP, is more than just a formality. It's your voice in the visa application process. Unfortunately, in 2025, a poorly written or generic SOP is one of the top reasons why applicants get rejected, especially for student visas. Immigration officers read thousands of these documents, and they can instantly tell when an SOP lacks authenticity, clarity, or logical flow. If your SOP sounds robotic, mismatched with your background, or filled with vague statements, you've missed a golden opportunity to strengthen your case. Many applicants make the mistake of copying templates from the internet or relying heavily on AI-generated content, thinking a professional-sounding SOP is all they need. But here's the truth. Officers are looking for your personal story, not just polished words. They want to know why you chose a particular course, how it connects with your career goals, and why Australia is the right destination for your studies. If your SOP doesn't answer these questions convincingly, or if it appears too general to be real, your application is likely headed for the rejection pile. The fix? Be real, be specific, and be strategic. Craft an SOP that reflects your educational journey, aspirations, and post-study plans. Link your background to your future ambitions and explain how your chosen course and institution fit into that path. Avoid fluff and focus on clarity and honesty. If writing isn't your strength, work with someone who can help you structure your ideas, but never let someone else write your story. Immigration officers are trained to spot fakes, and nothing beats a genuine, well-articulated purpose. Number 2, visa category mismatch. One of the most overlooked yet critical mistakes in the Australian visa process is applying under the wrong visa category. In 2025, with updated policies and more defined migration pathways, this has become a serious issue. Many applicants rush to apply without fully understanding the specific requirements and intent behind each visa subclass. As a result, they submit applications that don't align with their background, qualifications, or long-term goals. Immigration officers are quick to deny such mismatched applications, viewing them as either poorly researched or potentially deceptive. For example, someone applying for a student visa to study a course unrelated to their past education or career without a clear justification may be flagged. Similarly, skilled migrants who apply under the wrong occupation code or fail to match their experience with the eligibility criteria of the chosen subclass often face immediate rejection. Even visitor visa applicants who hint at long-term stays or future migration plans can be denied for not aligning with the short-term nature of that visa. Each subclass has its own rules, expectations, and documentation standards, and misunderstanding those is a fast track to refusal. To avoid this costly error, invest time in understanding which visa truly fits your situation. Visit the official Australian immigration website, use the visa finder tools, and read the fine print. If you're still unsure, consult a registered migration agent who can assess your profile and recommend the most suitable path. Choosing the right visa category isn't just a technical detail, it's the foundation of a strong, credible application that aligns with Australia's immigration framework. Number 1. Changes in immigration policies. 2025 updates. At the very top of our list is a reason that has blindsided thousands of applicants in 2025. Major changes in Australia's immigration policies. Over the past year, the Australian government has restructured its migration priorities to focus on national skill shortages, regional development, and long-term economic contributions. While these changes are aimed at creating a more sustainable immigration system, they have also made the process significantly more competitive and selective. Applicants who don't adapt to the new direction of immigration policy are being left behind, often without even realizing why. One of the biggest shifts is the prioritization of certain critical sectors, like healthcare, IT, construction, and engineering, over general or low-demand occupations. Additionally, regional areas are now favored more than ever before, with extra incentives and faster processing times offered for those willing to live and work outside the major cities. The bar for English proficiency, work experience, and even age eligibility has been raised, especially for permanent migration pathways. If your application doesn't clearly align with these evolving criteria, you might face rejection despite being fully qualified under the old rules. So what should you do? First, stay updated. Don't rely on outdated advice or secondhand information. Check the official Department of Home Affairs website regularly, read announcements, and adjust your strategy accordingly. Second, tailor your application to match Australia's current needs. Whether that means choosing a course in a priority field or applying through a regional sponsorship program, adaptability is key. The immigration landscape has changed, and to succeed, your application must change with it. So there you have it, the top 10 reasons why Australian visa applications are being rejected in 2025. As you've seen, many of these issues aren't about qualifications or intent. They're about preparation, detail, and awareness. From something as simple as an outdated document to missing the subtle changes in visa policy, each mistake could cost you your dream of studying, working, or settling in Australia. But the good news is, every one of these reasons is avoidable if you stay informed and take your application seriously. We hope this video has given you a clearer picture of what to watch out for and how to improve your chances of approval. Remember, your visa journey isn't just paperwork, it's your future. So treat it with care. Stay updated, and when in doubt, seek professional guidance. And if you found value in this breakdown, imagine how many others might need this too. Share this video, help someone avoid a costly mistake, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more practical and timely immigration tips. Your support helps us keep creating content that matters, one video at a time.